David and Goliath, a brave boy's victory. Long ago, in a land called Israel, there was a young boy named David. David was small, but he was brave and full of faith. He spent his days taking care of his father's sheep, and while he was out in the fields, he played music on his harp and sang songs to God. One day, a terrible thing happened. Israel was at war with a group of people called the Philistines. The Philistines had a mighty warrior named Goliath. He was a giant, tall and strong, with armor so heavy no one could fight him. Every day, Goliath stood on the battlefield, shouting to the Israelites, "Send out your best warrior to fight me. If he wins, we will be your slaves. But if I win, you will be ours." But no one in Israel was brave enough to fight Goliath. The soldiers trembled in fear, and even King Saul, their leader, didn't know what to do. David's older brothers were soldiers in the Israelite army, so one day, David went to the camp to bring them food. When he arrived, he heard Goliath's challenge. Everyone was terrified, but David, though small, was not afraid. He told King Saul, "I will fight this giant." The king looked at David and said, "You're just a boy. How can you fight Goliath?" David answered, "When I take care of my father's sheep, sometimes lions and bears come to attack. But God helps me fight them off. And God will help me fight this giant too." King Saul finally agreed and gave David his own armor to wear. But the armor was too big and heavy for David. He couldn't even move in it. So David took off the armor and said, "I don't need this. I have God on my side." Instead of a sword or shield, David picked up his sling, a simple weapon he used to protect the sheep. He went down to a stream and chose 5 smooth stones, putting them in his bag. Then, with just his sling and his faith in God, David walked onto the battlefield. Goliath laughed when he saw David. "Is this your warrior? A boy with a stick?" he roared. But David wasn't scared. He called out, "You come at me with a sword and spear, but I come to you in the name of the Lord. Today, God will help me defeat you." David put a stone in his sling, swung it around, and let it fly. The stone soared through the air and struck Goliath right in the forehead. The mighty giant fell to the ground with a loud crash. David had won. The Israelites cheered, and the Philistines ran away in fear. David, the young boy with faith and courage, had defeated the giant. From that day on, everyone knew that no matter how big or strong the enemy may seem, with God's help, even the smallest person can be a hero.